All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Fitness Mission. I'm Stephanie, and today I'm here with my husband, Jim.
What's going on?
So, Happy New Year. We wanted to come in and just, first of all, wish everybody a very happy new year. It's been a real joy to be a part of the Fitness Mission in the last year and just see where it's growing and to watch my boys get involved. And so, thank you if you've been somebody who've been doing the workouts and following, because that's really important to us and it means a lot. So, thank you for that. And just with the new year coming up, obviously, it can be a challenge. People start setting a lot of goals and resolutions, especially when it comes to fitness for the new year. And in our family, we don't necessarily pick resolutions. We pick one word to stick with because resolutions can be challenging to stay on top of over the long haul. And we don't want you to give up on your goals for the new year. So my husband is a professional speaker. And so I wanted him to just give us a little bit of wisdom on what it is when we do one word with our family, what that is, and how it can keep you motivated throughout the year to kind of stick with those goals that you're setting up for 2023.
So one word was developed by two friends of mine, colleagues, Jimmy Page and Dan Britton. They wrote a book called Get One Word a few years ago. And they're colleagues with the author I work with, John Gordon. And what it's talking about is it simplifies the vision process in the new year. So a lot of us start out with these long resolutions and these lofty goals, and we want to hit these certain numbers by this date. And what happens in September, October, November, December, right? We end up failing at it, or we forget all about it, or we get excited about it in January. And all of a sudden it's like, what was that again? So we're setting these lofty expectations too high at the beginning of the year. And there's a lot of that stuff. It's great that people are so aspirational, but sometimes it's not realistic. So the book, Get One Word, teaches you to have simplifies it. You have one word that you're focusing on in the new year. Now, it doesn't mean that that's all you focus on, but that's sort of your guiding light. That's your torch you're holding as you're kind of walking into the new year. And a lot of your other goals will stem from that one word, but it's powerful because it's simple. Personal development, vision planning, things like this do not have to be complicated. People tend to overcomplicate things, too many lists, too many lofty goals and numbers that we want to hit. But one word, it jogs your memory easier. You can put it up in different various places. You can think about that one word instead of thinking about these long, giant resolutions you want to have. And it makes it much, much easier for sure. So I know I've been doing one word personally and professionally probably the last 5 or 6 years. And now the family is kind of coming into the fold a little bit. And they're probably going to get annoyed with me this year, especially the boys, as I'm like, hey, you're not living your one word. You're not living your one word.
Well, especially Brendan picked
right.
Be kind to his brother. Kind was his one word. So
yes,
he's going to remind him about that a lot.
Yeah, both of them. And Brady's word is gentle, right? Gentle. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be hearing that a lot this year. But that's the thing. Once you come up with that one word, you need to share it out to the world and to others around you. So you're held accountable to it, and it makes it real to you too.
Yep. So my one word this year is treasure, actually. And I picked that word because I want to treasure up all the moments that are right now. Being a young mom with a job and things like that, a lot of the times just the nitty gritty of motherhood can get kind of exhausting. And I want to treasure up each one of those moments because I know that they're not going to last forever. So, and then I always try to pick a word that is biblically based too. And so I chose treasure with, store up your treasures, not here on earth where vermin and moths destroy and where their thieves steal away, but store up your treasure in heaven. And so, that's kind of where I always try to pick one that's got that meaning personally in my family, and then one that's a verse that I can kind of stick with ongoing. And so treasure's my word this year. And it can kind of permeate your way into all of your different goals at work right now. I work at a hospital that got bought out about, what was it, a year ago? Or was
No,
it
probably
2 years ago now, by a big box hospital. And so now we've got all these big corporate changes. And when we're in the lunchroom, it's just so many times, just so much negativity, because things that we had it in an old way just are changing. And, you know, some of them it's harder as the employee to deal with. But what I've been just trying to focus on is saying, hey, treasure up what you do have. I treasure the fact that I get to work with coworkers that are just so phenomenal. We have such a great team. I get to treasure up the fact that I get to work with such wonderful patients, and that I get the opportunity to be able to use my skills to be able to help them. And so trying to just use that word to motivate me when things are maybe not as all of us at work would love them, but trying to use that word in multiple different areas. So do you want to share what your word is for this year?
Sure. So my one word stemmed from, if any of you are on YouVersion, you have the Bible app on your phone, it makes it really easy to do devotionals every single day. And so I do a lot of devotionals on fatherhood. And the one I was reading about was talking about how you need to be devoted to God and trust him every single day if you want to be a good dad, right? You have to read the word and just trust that God's going to be kind of speaking through you and giving you the fruits of the Spirit every single day. So I said, you know what, that needs to be me. My one word for the year is going to be every day. Because every day I need God's love and his grace and forgiveness and his strength too, to be the best husband and father that I want to be the most effective speaker that I want to be, and have a message get through to the audience. Because in my world, I go around and I speak to different schools all over the country and companies, and I run a professional development program for schools. So I'm in front of people a lot. And believe it or not, I do 50, 60 engagements a year. It's not the easiest thing for me because I'm not Joe Extrovert, right? So I really need God's strength to be up there and deliver an effective message, because it's not about me. It's about the message and God speaking through me. So I need to be connected and plugged in and rooted in him every single day, just to be the best version of myself wherever I go. So you think about these words, right? You heard treasure, you heard every day. Now, those are easy words to remember. So as we're going through our days throughout the spring, summer, and fall, right, you can remember that word, and that can come into your brain when you're sitting at the lunch table, before I go on stage, before I, if I'm getting angry, or if I'm getting short with my kids or something, I can remember that word every day. And it can it's like a trigger, right? To kind of have you just stop and just kind of recalibrate a little bit and stay emotionally intelligent about the situation. Helps you to be in control. So that's why I think one word is terrific. And, the Get One Word book by my friends Jimmy Page and Dan Britton and John Gordon is awesome. And anytime I go around the country, I do one word with my audiences, and I have them write it on a piece of paper, and they all decorate it and put it in the air, and teachers love it. And I have students do it now too. The students are doing it. We get the students involved in this messaging. So it's powerful. You don't have to overthink things. I think we overthink our resolutions. We overthink personal development. We got to learn to just simplify things and not go 0 to 60 tomorrow. It's January 1st. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the month, right? And just sort of rev up a little bit. I always say, I have a podcast. It's called Communicate to Motivate. And yesterday in the podcast, I said, listen, I wouldn't wake up out of bed and just go run a marathon, right? If I lived up north, I'm not going to start my car in 0-degree temperature and fly it on the highway. You got to let it warm up a little bit. When I go to the gym, I warm up a little bit. Same thing with your one word, your goals for the new year. Warm into it a little bit, develop some actionable steps to get you that place, sprinkle it in, and all of a sudden it'll start being habit to you.
And just if you're going to choose that resolution that is focused on trying to improve fitness, because that's a big one for a lot of people, trying to lose weight, trying to diet, trying to exercise more and things like that. You can take that one word that's going to be your word of the year and use that. If you think about Jim's word every day, well, when he's not in the mood to go and exercise or make good, healthy choices for his food, it's like, oh, wait, every day. This isn't just something that I just commit to for a little bit and then drop. No, I'm going to continue that. With mine, with the word treasure, it's just, okay, you know what? I get to treasure up. I could kind of complain that I got to pull the couch out of the way and move all my kids' toys and things like that before I'm about to film a workout. And because sometimes I get annoyed with that, I'm like, oh, I just want the couch gone. He says no. He says I have to keep the couch. But that I get to just treasure that up, because it is a treasure to be able to come on and be a part of this mission and see what God's doing with it. And so just using that one word to kind of keep you motivated, not only throughout the year on your personal level and spiritual level, but also, with those fitness goals that a lot of us have.
Absolutely. Don't have to overthink things.
Mm-hmm.
So Happy New Year to everybody.
Yep. So Jim did take about a month off of his podcast, and it happens, the year gets kind of busy and crazy during the holidays, but he will be back and strong. He's got it all planned out for January. So if you haven't checked out his podcast, it is called Communicate to Motivate, and it is a great podcast. I listen to it weekly. Just pop it on in the car. And I'm also going to be having a 5-day fitness series to kind of get us back in that routine. And remember, we don't have to go from 0 to 60. They're not 5 60-minute workouts. They're 5 10-minute workouts. So 10 minutes upper body, 10 minutes lower body, 10 minutes cardio, etc. And that will be all throughout next week to kind of get us going on the right track for our fitness goals. So think about what your one word this year will be. Try to stick with that ongoing throughout the year. And we hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed 2023.
Make sure you tell people your one word as well. Mm-hmm. Don't just keep it to yourself. Put it out there, tell others, and we're going to all have fantastic years. So Happy New Year.
Yep. Happy New Year. Bye.